translate for your neighbors. No, I'm kidding. Bueno, ¿dónde está mi gente de Colombia? ¿Y cómo están mis cuates mexicanos? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿A toda madre? Bueno, ¿y dónde están los españoles? Estoy encantada de tener a vosotros como anfitriones. Muchas gracias. ¿Y dónde están los campeones del mundo? Argentina, if you didn't know that. Costa Rica, Peru, Chile, excelente. Okay, I'm going back to English now. Well, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, I'm going through the slides here. Excellent. So, what is a medical doctor like me doing here right now? Teaching you something hopefully very valuable without being a director consultant, a managing director, an executive director. Having the opportunity to share something with you. Raise your hands if you know that you have in your life something you're really passionate about, something you're really good at, and you would like to share it with the world. Okay? Yes, I can see that. Now raise your hands if you would love to have the chance of standing right here where I am right now to do it. Oh, excellent. Well, not many of you raised your hands, and there's one reason for it. Belief. Now, I know this is a very special setting, but what if you could have an amazing visibility to share something in your town, in your region, or in your country? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it. But I'm going to say this with a story. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. You might know this person. You're going to see pictures of men and women, and at this moment it doesn't matter who it is. What it matters is that you've probably seen this networker before. Well, this was an entrepreneur with no business experience, with no training experience, no sales training, and only passion and heart. She had big desires to change the world with something that she knew it could happen, but also internal desires to feel great and to, have that sense of achievement. But with every single story, she found an obstacle. And it was, how do I navigate through this scary and uncertain ocean that is marketing? Have you ever felt this way? Raise your hands if you ever felt like there's nowhere to go, no one to ask about. I'm not alone. Come on, don't be afraid. Raise your hands. Excellent. No one to ask advice for, and only very expensive learning lessons. Well, this entrepreneur got to a point that she didn't know where to go. Like the vision of success moved farther and farther away. But where a door closes, what happens? Windows open, yes, at least that's what my grandma used to say. And this is where BNI showed up in her life. BNI, and I want to stop here a little bit because I want to share how did she look at BNI, a new way of doing marketing, a new way of doing things. And this is the meaning that she gave to BNI. BNI can be seen as a rough and cut personal diamond that needs the work of a professional to do it properly. And this professional needs some special qualities to do the best job ever done, such as wanting to know how to do it properly, also having grit. Who's read 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma's book? Yes? He defines grit as having commitment, as having discipline, adaptation skills, and perseverance. These are very different from each other. Having commitment is making the decision that something will happen. Having this discipline is taking something, an activity, every single day to make it happen. Having adaptation skills is that no matter what happens, you keep going, and perseverance, you keep going, changing maybe your strategy, but never your goal. And focus, and I'm going to focus on that a little bit later on. But also passion. Like Dr. Ivan Meisner says, it's knowledge is what? Do you guys know that saying? Ignorance is better on fire than knowledge on ice. So this can be the end result. A beautiful, clear diamond that is going to give you prosperity in your networking life and in your business. But we have to start with something. We need to begin with the end in mind. Raise your hands if you've seen this guy before, personally. Who has met this guy? David, yeah. He's the perfect representation of what the mind can do. Michelangelo didn't see just a stone. He saw a stone that it was inside, it was his artwork, ready to be discovered, with passion, with grit, with adaptation skills. It wasn't easy for him. And we can do this with our own lives. We can get results like this if we believe we can. Do not always expect to believe as a natural process. It requires a process of auto-suggestion. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book, describes it really, really well. The huge advantage of BNI is that it comes with detailed instructions about how to do it, how to be a highly effective and professional networker with the capability of reaching nationally and internationally. Look guys, I'm deeply convinced about the power of effective education. I see this every single day in my medical practice, how the health of a patient gets transformed just through education. And we believe that we have the best platform in BNI to do this. Personal growth, leadership. You guys are directors, executive directors. If you don't lead yourself, you don't lead anyone else. Goal setting. Are your chapters using the goal setting strategies that are scientifically proven? Business skills we learn here, and obviously we have the best platform to learn networking. Sales done through storytelling. We have heard about that. AI, we heard this morning from that. And technology. How to use technology for this rapidly changing world. Obviously, BNI Business, podcast, all the books from Marcus Meissner, and this convention itself are gold for you guys to improve your networking activities. Now, raise your hands if you take at least 10 minutes per day getting ready, having a shower, or putting a new set of clothes. I'm watching you guys. If no one raised their hands, it's because they do it in less time, or they don't do it at all. So hopefully it's the first one. Excellent. We have 1 hour of education there. Raise your hand if you take 1 hour to commute per week. You know, public transportation. Come on, guys. It's not easy to be here. Raise your hands. Yes, that's the only thing you can do. Excellent. Now that's another hour. Now raise your hand if you do exercise at least 1 hour per week. I'm not sure if I want to see this answer as a doctor. Awesome. So then you guys have 3 hours per week, which is equal to 150 hours per year, which is equal to studying for 8 hours, Monday to Friday, for a whole month. That's how much you can learn about networking. And I want to inspire you guys, directors, you should be the ones in the top 10 on Business Builder. But let's continue with this story, because at this moment, the character was just not an entrepreneur, it was a baby networker, taking the first baby steps. And this networker had a plan. You know, after reading the Giver's Game book of Dr. Adriana Cortés, he took the decision that this was going to work for her business. And the methodology was clear, but she found a conflict. And the problem is that she had recently moved to her country from Australia. Where are Australian directors? Hey! G'day, mate! G'day, guys! No worries? Did I say it right? Yeah, his Colombian accent, I can't get rid of it. Okay, so she lived overseas for 8 years, and she didn't know anyone back at home. How was she supposed to refer someone if she didn't know anyone? And that's when she thought of using her skills where they could be used in BNI. She had the opportunity to meet the national director of BNI Colombia, Sandra Larcón. That's a wonderful woman. She just put the best BNI convention in Colombia and in Latin America, one of the best ones. And she told her, look, I want to help. So she shared with her her passion, which was education, and she gave her the chance to go to the national education team to help. And this was her best skill, to teach. Now, I'm going to stop the story for a little bit because I want you guys to think. What is your skill? What is your best skill? What is your second best skill? What contribution can you make to change your world, to change your chapter, to change your region? As business leaders and as directors, each and every single one of you have a portfolio of skills that you can bring to your chapters. Do not wait anyone to ask for it. Do not wait to have a badge, a pin on your lap to feel that you have a permission to do something great in your chapters. Do not wait to opportunities to show up. Create those opportunities yourself. Start asking yourself the best questions. What can I give to my chapter? What can I give to my region? What can I give to my country? Can you guys imagine if everyone in your team will do that? Ask these questions? How could we change BNI? Because that's the power of co-creation comes into place. Now, this is what Keith Ferrari quotes in his book. Right now, guys, it's not about collaboration, it's co-creation. Nothing gets done in a single siloed function anymore. Constant collaboration is at a new premium because the big things are always led by cross-functional teams. We need people driven by purpose, passion, persistence, not a position or a title. And this applies to BNI. We need people who will seek out the right solution and then figure out how to get a team together to build it. It's no longer about hiring a great talent, it's about hiring talent that will make the team great. This was mentioned by Brian Cornell, CEO of Target. So while you guys help, you create an amazing visibility in your networking life. People say, oh my God, this is a giver's game in pure form. And this will take you to places you can hardly imagine unless you did goal setting and visualization before. So raise your hands if you've already guessed who's this networker. No one? Oh my God, I'm good at telling the stories. I'm keeping a secret. Well, this networking with no experience in networking 2 years ago, in the last year found amazing opportunity just by raising her hand with someone needing for help. After having the opportunity to present in one of the workshops in the BNI Mexico National Conference, well, then she met Carlos Medina, which is the national director, and then several opportunities presented to her. 2 conferences for Mexico, then the 3+1, the conferences for Latam, and I know you already know who the networkers is. Well, this is me. This is an amazing visibility that you can guys have. And I know visibility. This is a business convention and we need to translate visibility in numbers. It's just not about being on a stage. Thanks to BNI, and these are the stats of my business for the last 2 years. Thanks to BNI, my business has grown 140%. And 60% comes directly from BNI referrals, but I can only say that 100% of the growth comes thanks to everything I've learned from BNI, from Dr. Avan's podcast, from the Stephen Brand, from everything we have in this amazing platform. So, guys, there's like something magical happens when you put yourself out there, but there's no magic, there's no coincidence, there's no luck. It certainly looks and feels magical, but there's no secret behind it. This is how just life works. It's cause and effect. It's the law of physics. And as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect. And I will add to that, women. Raise your hand, the women leaders, make a noise, come on, the business. That's it. You're the power of the universe, girls. Sorry, guys. And we love you guys, and you love us back. So this is the cause of effect. Everything happens, like every single thing that you have doing in life will have an effect sooner or later. And I know you have experienced this at some point. Now, where does the science fit in? As a medical doctor, I'm going to give you all the tools you need to grow your business within the amazing platform that we have in BNI. First of all, we need to understand that your brain is the sole creator of your reality. This is how he will determine, or this will determine how we perceive our reality. Your brain is extremely high tech. We have been talking about AI, and this is great, but your brain is highly programmable. It can be programmed with whatever you want, and it will get the results that you put into this brain. Now, there is a really powerful way to make your brain produce the results that you want, and it's through the power of question. This is why it's so important to ask the right question, guys. Not the wrong questions. Now, questions you want to ask, and I want you to start writing it down. I won't have enough time to do an exercise I really wanted to do because we have to cut short, but Hopefully you have a pen and paper and start writing down, what do I really want? Who writes down here your goals? Look at the room, guys. Less than half of you. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. What do you really want out of this convention? What needs to happen to achieve what I want? Who do you need to meet? If you don't put that into your brain, it won't happen. What will you give in return also because of this? And how can I help with the best of my abilities? Now, I will go deeper into the science right now, and I will explain a little bit how one section of the brain is particularly important for your business. It's called the reticular activating system. Please raise your hand if you have heard of this. Reticular activating system, okay, so there's like half of you who haven't heard, so I'm going to keep that term. Look guys, the reticular activating system is located in the brainstem, which I am drawing right now. But I'm going to give you a little bit of context so you understand the important sections of the brain for this explanation. The reticular activating system is very important because it controls sleeping, waking, attention, consciousness, and also motivation. Its location is very important because, as you will see, it will receive all the inputs that you perceive from your environment, as what you see through your vision, as what you hear through your ears, as what you sense through your touch. Everything that happens around it has to go through this section of the brainstem. The reticular activating system is like 2 inches long and it's the width of a pencil. And as you see, it will act as a filter. Because guys, we will go nuts without a filter. There's too many stimuli around us. So it will act just filtering the most important information that we receive through our senses, communicates to the cerebral cortex, and the cerebral cortex will give us an interpretation of what's happening around it. So what you see is not what happens outside. What you perceive through your senses is what you are filtering. Now, this filter receives an order from your brain and is through the questions. It will filter the information according to the questions that you ask. What happens if you ask the wrong questions, like, why does this happen to me all the time? You know? Why my business doesn't grow? Why he gets all the referrals and I don't? Well, the brain is going to find all the possible answers to justify that and to tell you why. But what happens if you start asking powerful questions? That's the secret, guys. So this is very important for you to understand. Is there anyone here that is not human? Thank God. So applies to all of you guys. Now, so far we have seen how to use the power of our brain to influence ourselves, to achieve our goals. But what about when we want to influence others to help us achieve our goals? We use the same powers of the brain. Now, since the brain is always looking for answers, the reticular activating system is always working. We just need to put the right ideas into the right order into other people's brains so the reticular activating system starts working for us. And this is where the power of storytelling comes into place. If you guys do right storytelling with the right structure, believe me, you will change your business forever. And let me tell you very quickly how does this work, because always we need a solution. The brain always needs to look for answers, so you need to put information into the right place. I'm going to spend 2 minutes explaining how this works. This is the Epiphany Bridge origin story. Guys, look for it. It's made by Russell Brunson. So every single story starts with a character who has big desires, you know, or the desires can be divided in internal desires, external desires, but it's always someone who is in a certain situation that wants to achieve something. That's the second step. Hopefully you take a picture of this and you write it down, because all of you can structure your own story with these steps. Then, every single story has a wall, a conflict. I have to solve this. Something that makes that person think about a solution. And it takes him to a journey to discover something that it will help him overcome those obstacles. And this vehicle is great, and Russell Brunson mentions this as the epiphany. You know, it's that great ideas, new opportunity of how to do things differently. I know all of you guys have that in your business, a new way of doing things. Then this will take you to a plan. It looks very clear. From point A to point B, I'm going to go straight. But as you see, it winds down, you know? We always find an obstacle. We find a conflict within ourselves. But it's that conflict that takes us to our big achievement. The thing that you made, you know, it could be something physical, financial, but people will never care about what you achieved. Remember that. People will always care about the person you become, the transformation you went through. That's the part that connects your story with the other person's story. So please guys, check this out because it's really, really important. Now, what would I like you guys to take away from this? The only failure in life is the failure to participate. Always remember, raise your hands. Anyone can use your skills. Don't wait for someone to ask for it. Just go ahead. We need to co-create in this world. Believe you can make a difference. You already have. You're directors. You guys are amazing. A big round of applause for you guys, please. Come on. This is director. I admire my director, Giulia from BNI Champions. That's amazing. And ask yourself right now, what will make this BNI Global Convention a game changer for my life or my business? If you guys don't ask this, you're going to finish up on Saturday with no real big results. Write it down. What will happen? What will need to happen? And what will you do back home to increase your reach nationally or internationally? And how will I live differently to unlock the potential I have as a director in BNI? Write this down. I know half of you write down your goals, the other half don't write your goals. Look guys, this is the input that needs your reticular activating system to make it happen. I'm going to share something with you. I have here this book. This book is my agenda. I like to write a lot. And I wrote this down on the 31st of December last year, as you can see. I was welcoming the new year. Very good time to make goals, by the way. And the people in Spanish can read what I wrote down. In 2023, I keep shining in BNI. I'm highly visible and referenced thanks to my service from National Education and in BNI Champions, and through my highly effective referrals. Next one, my visibility as an expert in the healthy world or healthy lifestyle world increased significantly. And I had a chance 1 month ago to be one of the conferences in Latam. But also at the end of the paragraph I wrote down, and I'm also a speaker in another global convention. I had no idea. Thank you guys. I had no idea I was coming to the BNI convention. And here I am. This can be you guys. This is very, very powerful if you just put yourself out there. So that's why after you write it down, you have to read it every day. Because we have to clean that filter every day to present to us the right person, present to us the right conversation, present to us the right, oh my God, I remember the right idea about how to do something. Guys, if you don't use a reticular activating system and you don't ask questions, you're wasting time. And as business leaders, we know that time is what? Money, exactly. It's the most valuable non-renewable resource that we have. Please do not waste time. Ask the right questions. And visualize it every single day. Because if you don't visualize it, then it went to face. Visualize it so you materialize it. I really wanted to do a visualization with you guys. It was going to take for 6 minutes, but since the other guys are coming soon, I have 34 seconds to finish. So I won't be able to do it, but just to give you, just before I finish, if you guys decide in your brain what you're going to do, and you sit up every single morning, take those moments in the morning that are very valuable, read, visualize, and it will make it happen. So, I think I'm finished. If anyone has the resources, thank you